starting the Circle of Love and Light with me, your host, Philip Montrose, and my wonderful guest, Sharon Williamson, a registered nurse, a holistic coach and healer, EFTer, and more, and a wonderful person and personal friend and colleague. So thank you for being on the show, Sharon.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm excited.
Great, great. And this is going to be an important topic today on bringing more hope and joy into the world, because the world can seem rather despairing and hopeless at times, and there's ways to have hope, and that's in fact a key energy we can tap into. And also with joy can bring hope, and hope can bring joy, and they can work together, as we'll explore today. And this show on Enlightened World Network and Awakening Circle of Light and Love on Facebook is brought to you by Awakenings Institute, our nonprofit organization devoted to making the world a more loving, peaceful place where everyone is honored. Certainly timely for this show. And we are glad you're with us. And please share the show and pass it on to other people, because we do need more Circle of Light and Love around the world in this critical time. So Sharon, let's start off. There's hope. There's kind of two parts to this. There's hope and joy. Let's start with the hope part and go from there. And with hope, sometimes it's an extreme hope. There's that phrase, hope against hope, kind of like just almost a Hail Mary, just hoping something will come through. And sometimes that's what gets us through the day, gets us through the night, gets us through the difficult period, right?
Right. Hope against all odds.
Yes. And it's like the David and Goliath story. David going against the fierce, terrible, huge, toughest warrior, and through his ingenuity, through his determination, he was able to win. And that's a wonderful, enduring story that gives us hope, that reminds us and inspires us of what we can do in our own way. Maybe not as dramatic, but little bits make a difference, and collectively they make even more of a difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And in the right now, there's the terrible outbreak, the terrible invasion in Ukraine, and there's a lot of horror and disappointment and shock going on with us all, and trying to figure out what we can do and how we can help. And that's part of the reason why we are doing this show today, on bringing more light and more hope and joy into the world, with me, Philip Montrose, your host, and Sharon Williamson. And we encourage you to participate and send us your thoughts on the matter. That would be great. And I think we can be inspired by the Ukrainian people and the fear and the courage that Vladimir Zelensky, their wonderful leader, is showing, and all the people. Sometimes in our world, where we have a lot of comforts and privileges, not all of us, but most of us, especially relative to what's going on overseas in Ukraine now, we can forget, how precious and dear the freedoms and things we have are, and that it takes a certain diligence and a certain attention and connectedness to keep it going. And of course, we want it to spread.
A lot of people complain now about the price of gas, for instance. But, we have the option to deal with that. We can drive less, we can carpool, we can take public transportation. We have that option. The Ukrainians don't.
Right. Yeah, it makes us really value what we have. And it's fortunate we have what we have, and whatever we can do, and whatever generosity. And it may be just listening and thinking and sending out energy, because so much can be shifted by what we're thinking even, and that can lead to what we're doing. and since everything is energy, right, at its core, at its essence, we can shift that by the energy we're sending out. And interestingly enough, most people, even people from what I understand in Russia and certainly in Ukraine, don't want the war. And it seems to be largely one person who's perpetrating it. And it seems that this is the case in history, that one strong leader can get control of power and control, be it Hitler, Stalin, or just keeping going down the historical list, and going against even the will of the people. And certain numbers of people obviously support dictators and tyrants, but it seems like the balancing, the shifting part is the energy and the will of people getting strong enough to overcome that challenge, that David versus Goliath idea, in a way, parallel again, that we're all facing.
And it's Ukraine's neighbors are also helping. I saw a post where at a train station there was a lineup of baby strollers waiting for the Ukrainian women to get off the train, and had strollers to use with their children. They are so wanting to help Ukraine, and it's little things like that that make a world of difference.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Really, yeah, little things can make a difference. And I just want to go back a thought on this, is that first of all, maybe the first step is just to recognize, like we're saying, and acknowledge what's going on and the tragedy and the horror of it and the grieving and the impact it has on us. And the stages of grieving start with shock and denial. They're not always linear, so that we may have a lot of that and continue. So just to recognize that and ultimately get to acceptance and actually doing something about it, like we are on the show today. The topic, again, bringing more hope and joy into the world. So hope is seeing that light, the light at the end of the tunnel, that bright light sometimes in the distant, that if you keep focusing on it, it can expand. You can reach that destination. And I remember sometimes you have to even just let go and just figure there's going to be some kind of way of forces, resources, things that will happen beyond anything you can know, even dream of. And that surrendering sometimes is what it takes. And another example, about a decade ago, Jane Montrose and I, we were involved in some real estate investments that really went south badly in this bubble. People may know the real estate bubble, and it really was difficult financially. Kind of was a kind of a rip current, kind of taking us under, almost bankrupting us. And it's something seeing, where you're seeing kind of all your money disappear every month to the banks, and not knowing what can you do about it. And it felt, at a certain point, it felt very helpless and overwhelming, and feeling almost like, I don't know how to hope. I don't know nothing seems to, what can we do? Feeling, because when you don't have hope, you're hopeless, or have little hope. And so surrendering to it, I think, was a key to finally just saying, this is going on. It's very difficult, but there's got to be a way out of it, and just be patient and endure it. And sometimes you have to suffer unto the truth, as they say. And eventually we were able to find a way to get that relief and liquidate all that. So sometimes you just have to kind of put it out there that there's some way to do it. Do all you can, be patient, surrender, let go, and just do whatever you can. And sometimes there's nothing you can do except just be positive, present, hopeful, connected, looking for opportunities.
Connected. Yes, that's important.
Can you remember a time when you felt like it was difficult to have hope, or you didn't, you were kind of in this cul-de-sac, this, maybe feeling, it was difficult, and found a way out?
How appropriate, a cul-de-sac where you have to turn around to escape, or to make progress, to get out. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when family members were teenagers, and these are my children, right? My family members.
Your own family.
My own family, yes. I I didn't know what to do to get them to change behavior, and I reached out to an organization at that time. It was called Tough Love. I look back on it now, and I would not do that again. But at the time, right. That was something that gave me hope that we would all get through this and it would be just fine. And it certainly has worked out that way.
Right.
My children are great.
Yeah. I'm reading a book on shared death experiences, SDE, shared death experiences. It's where people connect with people who they're close with when they're dying, as or about to die, right after they die, and they sort of see the light and visit with them, and they see them go into the light, and there's a conductor that takes them. Sometimes these people are pretty conventional people, but are just available, and it's like they see they're close when their family member, their friend dying, going into spirit, and maybe other relatives and so forth, like people do in near-death experiences, but a person is actually alive. So this is kind of related to hope. So if you saw someone very close who was dying, maybe your family member, friend, and you see them going into the light in different scenarios, and it's always very positive and uplifting, and the person says goodbye, and the person then feels more connected to their former mother, father, husband, wife, what person they were close with, sometimes even closer to them, and knowing that there's a continuing bond after death. And the person is going to a better place. It seems like the people who die go to a better place than where we're left, and the difficulty is not them dying once they are on the other side, but actually being here and dealing with the accepting that experience. And I just think of that in some ways it's a little comparable to what's going on, where we have these difficult experiences that we may have to go through suffering and pain, but knowing on the other side that we're learning and growing, and there's a reason and a cause and something that is valuing us, even if it's going through a very, very difficult path in the meantime.
And going through it is an important concept. Sometimes you hear people say, oh, just get over it.
Right.
And just jumping over it isn't maybe for the best. You need to go through it. You need to feel your way through it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. So let's transition into, that was the hopes segment of bringing more hope and joy into the world, here with Philip Montrose, your host on Awakening Circle of Light and Love. And we want to talk about the joy aspect of it. Sharon, you want to start off?
We need to allow ourselves joy, even in times of trouble, especially in these times of world events. And to allow is to give ourselves permission to do something. To allow is to give the necessary time or opportunity for joy. Joy is actually a very important feeling to have. It comes in small moments. It happens in small things and in big things. Joy can be found in the things for which we are grateful, like the wonder of how much better I can see with my glasses. I mean, that's just a small thing, but that it gives me joy to be able to see. You know?
Right. Right.
And joy it's a connection to your higher self, um to source. Joy comes from source. And so joy is heartfelt, and so you need to open your heart to joy. What gives you joy? Hugs. You know, how do you go about making moments of joy? Hugging someone.
I'm going to pantomime it on my side.
Okay.
Um,
And visualizing a person or a pet that represents unconditional love. You know, when you have pets, especially dogs, cats not so much, but dogs, when you come home, they come running to greet you. They're just wagging their butts all over the place, and they're so happy and so joyful to see you, and you feel joy as well, in response to their joy. Mary Oliver has written dog songs, and she says, because of the dog's joyfulness, our own is increased. It is no small gift. It is not the least reason why we should honor as well as love the dog of our own life, and the dog down the street, and all the dogs not yet born. What would the world be like without music or rivers or the green and tender grass? What would this world be like without dogs? Mary Oliver. And she mentions music. Music can bring us joy. It many times it's connected with a memory, a joyful memory. Music makes you recall something wonderful that happened. And all those things, the hugs and visualizing a person or pet that represents unconditional love, and music, they all produce dopamine in your body. When you feel good, it's because you have a surge of dopamine in the brain, and all those little things can activate your dopamine, make you feel joy.
Right. That's a good example, good inventory there, a starting list. And it seems like on this plane, the earth plane, we need some contrast apparently of things that are difficult and kind of crushing and defeating, to be triumphant, to overcome it, and to have joy on the other side. To have that contrast seems to be part of the experience here for us.
Yes, it's like night and day, dark and light. You need to know what the dark is in order to appreciate the light.
Right. We're going to do a little meditation, as we usually do in Awakening Circle of Light and Love every week, usually hosted by Jane Montrose and some other co-hosts. And sometimes I'm here too, Philip Montrose from Awakenings Institute, helping you with Sharon Williamson, my wonderful guest, holistic coach, healer, and RN, on bringing more hope and joy into the world is the topic. And we're going to do a little brief meditation and then reflect on it, and hopefully you can do it watching this live or in review. Sharon, you want to add anything else before we begin?
No, I'm looking forward to this meditation, and don't make it short, make it long.
Well, just I'm going to make it as long as it feels right. Is that okay?
Okay.
Just going to let it flow. And this is a new meditation I developed, and it's called the Transforming Light. And we'll adapt it to today's topic of transforming light for more hope and joy. So you breathe and relax, and if you can comfortably close your eyes, that can help your brain waves slow down and become deeper and more receptive as you're relaxing. Breathing in pure, clear energy into your cells, into your whole body, and exhaling, releasing what you no longer need. Good. Breathing in through your nose again, slowly, wonderfully, pure, clear air, breathing in into your center and exhaling, releasing what you no longer need. And as you continue to breathe in, you relax a little more, knowing that you are beginning to feel more hope and joy coming into your energy field as you breathe in and breathe out and let go and relax every part of your body in the way that's right for you. And if you'd like to relax and let go a little more, feel free to do so. And as you relax and connect with the light, and we can start off with the light of a candle where you see or sense that candle burning, and it has that wonderful little blue energized core and the yellow and oranges going into a white tip, flickering, energizing, giving us that light and energy in the darkness, illuminating, bringing in more hope and joy, just sparkling out, radiating out, letting that fill our cells full of more hope and joy. Very good. And as it continues to gather energy in the right way for you, just imagine this candle, this light bursting open, flaming as if it becomes a wonderful, glorious sun. The sun itself just filled with light and energy, joy and hope, being able to radiate and connect with everything and everyone. And this beautiful rays, streams of joy, hope, and more coming into you and into the earth and into everyone and into where it's needed most. Wonderful beams of the energy of hope and joy radiating with this light in the perfect way for us, using it the way we wish and is best for us and for everyone. And now taking that energy, that light energy filled with hope and joy, sending it now into a lighthouse. That light now is beaming out from that lighthouse, that little tower that's stationary. It can just beam out, pulsate out in the right pace and time. And you can send out this wonderful energy of hope and joy to whomever, to people and countries and people who need more joy and hope. As you radiate and broadcast it, it becomes stronger in you, your ascending signal. And people can see it too. They're looking for the light. They're looking for more hope and joy, and they can see you sending out that signal from your tower, just pulsing it out wonderfully, perfectly, rhythmically, in the way that's right for you. And bringing more further energy, we're going to bring in Archangel Raziel, who's a wonderful communicator and illuminator, like all the angels, and to share the energy and the message for now, that even though we suffer and we cry, we can also laugh and smile. Archangel Raziel is saying that always hope, because there is light even in the darkness. Know that light is there, and sometimes you need the darkness to find the light, and that we are here. We Archangel energy to shower light, to send it out, to pulse it out in whatever way is right for you, so you can be more receptive, more hopeful, joyous, and loving in this moment and going forward. We love you. We bless you. Just ask for us and we will love to help you. Love to help you love more, be more, give more, and transform the world into a more hopeful and joyous place. Thank you. So ready to come back from the transforming light of hope and joy experience here. Ready, moving around, becoming a little more active. 1, 2, ready to open your eyes, using this experience any way you want. 3, removing anything you don't want. 4, remembering it in the way that's right for you. And 5, opening your eyes, refreshed, alert, grounded here, filled with more hope and joy and light and love. Welcome back, everyone.
Oh, Philip, that was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I especially like the lighthouse concept because yes, a lighthouse brought people at sea the comfort of knowing, yes, there's land right there where that light is, and there's safety there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that point. Yeah, lighthouse does denote safety, and also it's hopeful, and you're joyous if you can find it. Usually people are in stress when they're looking for that lighthouse, or at least direction or guidance or safety, as you said.
Yes. Yes. Beautiful.
Yeah, I enjoyed that message from Archangel Raziel, just kind of blessing us with the energy of more love and joy and hope, and that angelic support.
I'm learning more about angels lately, and what a limitless resource. And they are so willing to help as long as we ask for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They really are. And next month in April at this time, we will be offering, Jane Montrose and I, through Awakenings Institute, a course on the heart and soul of an abundant life. And we're going to draw in angels. We're going to study it with angels and energy healing and oracles. So we're going to go further in that, and to stay tuned with that, connect with us here at Awakening Circle of Light and Love. Our website, gettingthrough.org/holistic. Actually get a free gift and you'll connect with us on the loving power of your soul, our new book, and some other energy healing things. We offer a free gift at tinyurl.com/spiritual-kit. So a free download, tinyurl.com/spiritual-kit. And that will connect you with us and our offerings and our information and newsletters and so forth, and the upcoming Heart and Soul of an Abundant Life course with angels and oracles and energy healing. Sharon, we're getting close to the end of this Awakening Circle of Light and Love. Anything you'd like to add?
Yes. Give yourself permission to be silly.
Be silly.
Be silly.
Amidst all the challenges and difficulties, you still can be silly.
Absolutely. It's a limiting belief that being silly serves no purpose, or that we should always act mature. Just being alive can be fun.
Be playful.
Be playful. Delight in the silly things. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Play among yourselves. Right. And that's creative. And that's the creative spirit, which is going to actually bring more hope and joy in the world too, being creative and playful and silly.
Right. Watch those cute animal videos.
Yeah,
you know.
they can give you a giggle. So Sharon,
Yes,
if people want to connect with you, or do you want to mention any connection or ways people can go further with you, or?
just you can find me on Facebook, Sharon A. Williamson, or my email is Sharon A. Williamson RN at Gmail, all lowercase. Just say hi.
Say hi. Sharon's a wonderful coach and healer as well too. She's a little modest there, but I want to vouch for her, and I know her abilities are quite profound and powerful too, as you probably sensed listening to the show today. So thank you, Sharon, for being on Awakening's Circle of Love and Light, spreading the light. And certainly we need it. This is a critical existential time, a transitional time where we all need to bring our best game, bring our best selves, heal ourselves, and help heal the planet and support ourselves and the planet. And if you like the show, please put a like on the page, share it with other people, get your free gift at gettingthru.org, our website, the free gift URL, the tiny abbreviated memorable URL is, and the gift is a spiritual resource gift for light workers, healers, coaches, influencers, holistic people. And the URL is tinyurl.com/spiritual kit, tinyurl.com spiritual kit. This is Philip Montrose. We really enjoy being with you. We enjoy your support. We enjoy connecting with you. And until next time, more joy, more hope, more light and love. Bye now.
Bye.
Thanks, Sharon.